Alright, so here we are back with League Racing in the SRL F1 League for round 4 of the F1 2018 Championship. So coming off the last round in Russia, we managed to take over the lead in the championship after finishing on the podium in the first 3 races consecutively. So yeah, that is the first time ever that I've led the championship in SRL, and as far as I can remember in any league I've ever participated on in any game. So yeah, it's nice to be on top of the standings for a change, but in saying that, it is of course still very early days, as we've only had 3 rounds out of 21. So yeah, we're starting off here in qualifying. Unfortunately, I have to mute the game audio because I was in a party with like Sandro and Luke and I think Sam and a lot of other people, and if I let you hear the game sound, you'll hear a lot of people talking constantly. So yeah, hopefully you guys won't mind too much. But anyway, yeah, qualifying then, I decided to go out on the medium tires and just yeah, build up my pace a little bit, because I wanted to start on the soft compound of tires to try and do a one stop. But I only have one set of softs that I can use in this session. So yeah, I could have just waited the first beginning of the session, as there's a very spun there on the exit of turn, I don't know, turn 11, 12, something like that, penultimate corner. But yeah, I could have just waited for the first part of the session to just go out at the end on a set of softs, but I just wanted to build up a bit of a rhythm and also set a banker time on the medium compound of tires. So currently we are sitting in 8th place, as we are already on our 6th flying lap. This is still my first run, so still on the same tires, and yeah, still all of the laps are like in a row. So we've now fallen back to 9th place. Of course, the times I'm doing are very slow. I'm really sandbagging, because you can see I'm running a standard mix and medium ERS deploy, and the tires are quite worn as well. I was on quite heavy fuel as well because I wanted to do long running for the first stint in qualifying. So this was the lap where I started to get a lot of tire wear, and you can see I had a bit of a slide there on the exit of turn 4 as well, and again touching the curb and spinning out into the infield there. So that was basically yeah, the end of my first run. 4 minutes to go in the session, so we will have time to go back into the garage and strap on a new set of soft tires this time. So there's of course India in front of us also coming into the pit lane. So 10th place at the moment, right on the cutoff in terms of starting on the tires you qualify on and having a free choice of tires. And as we leave the pit lane now with 1 minute 50 remaining, we have fallen back into 11th place, just in front of Samuel Brandt and behind Irfan Daniel. So 20 seconds to go in the session, so this will be my final lap and my only lap on the soft compound. So this is basically like a one shot, breaking down into turn 1. I lock up the inside front there a little bit, but I still managed to reach for the apex and went through the corner quite well. So yeah, that's the first couple of corners done, as Luke Smith, the Force India reserve driver who replaces Vasilius Belichotis, now posts the quickest time as we lose the back and deliver there on the exit of turn 4. Coming through the RSs now and breaking down into this very tough hairpin. It's very easy to lock up the tire. I locked up a little bit on the front, inside front tire, but it wasn't too bad. Still managed to clip the apex of the corner. So coming up to, I think it's turn 10, braking just before the 150 meter board. Sorry, just before the 100 meter board, back down into 4th gear, and then trying to not touch that corp on the inside there, because it can spin you out into the penultimate corner. Now 4th gear on the exit, trying to get on the power as quickly as you can, and now coming up towards the final corner, up into 8th gear, and then braking just after the curb begins there. 4th gear, you can take quite an early apex because the track widens out on the exit. On the power, max fuel mixture, overtake mode in the ERS, we improve from 12th position into 7th place. And yeah, that is, I don't know, it's slightly disappointing maybe. We fall back into 8th place eventually. Not sure how to feel about that. I mean, it's okay, but it's not right where I want it to be, and Francis is actually in pole position. So yeah, we are of course on the slower tire, so that's something that I can use as an excuse, since some others qualified on the super soft tires. So yeah, you can see here I'm doing a one stop. Apparently by the calculation from the game, that's 6 seconds quicker than doing a 2 stop. So yeah, formation lap begins, and hopefully we can get a good result here and possibly maintain our championship lead. Although at this point I am definitely not thinking about a championship yet, because we've only had 3 rounds, like I said before. Anyway, 5 red lights are on for 29 laps here at the Sakir circuit, and the lights are out and we are underway. A little bit of wheel spin there off the start line, and Sam van Elven gets a really good start in the Renault there and pulls up alongside, and into turn 1 I have to lock up everything in order to avoid contact, and I'm losing so many positions now. We've fallen back into 14th place from 8 on the grid. I've lost 6 positions, so that's very disappointing. Now behind Dion Staal up the inside, maybe. No, I just brake a little bit early. I just didn't want to lose any bits of my front wing, and I was maybe a little bit too cautious here, but P13 it is now as we get past Samuel Brandt. Once again, Colin Hitchens, who is replacing Jure Marusic, is now in front of me. We dive it up the inside. I was a little bit hesitant there, but I still went for it. There's a little bit of contact, so I'm sorry to Colin Hitchens there, but we've managed to make it stick up into P12 behind Dion Staal, and in front of him is, I think, Vince van Heugden in the Mercedes, and in front of him is Sandro Dulis in the Ferrari. So the Ferraris are in 9th and 11th place at the moment, which is also a little bit down the order. Anyway, we'll try to line something up on Dion Staal in front of us to try and get us back into the points paying position. You can see there's a massive group in front there, so yeah, everything very bunched up on the opening lap of this race, as Dion now tries to overtake the Mercedes up the inside into the final corner, and he tries to defend. It's actually not a Mercedes, it's a Williams, so I'm sorry for that. It's Jesper Lampion in the Williams, so I completely missaw that. Nice eye sneak. He actually pulls into the pit lane there, so that's now a free position for us. There's another one in the pit lane, so some damage there for a couple drivers, and we are promoted up to 10th place. Up the inside of Dion into turn 1, later on the brakes, and we managed to get it stopped. And now we are behind Jorge Correa in the Mercedes, so it wasn't Vince van Heugden, so apologies for that. Anyway, lap 2 of the race now, up to 9th position, and yeah, lots of battles in front of us. We now break down into turn 4, 3rd gear. Very easy to lose the back end here on the exit, so you want to be very cautious on the throttle there. Now into the S's. Purple first sector, but that's normal. Everyone has that because it's only the first lap. As Jorge really goes slowly, we go up the inside. He tries to block it, but I'm coming in anyway, and that's us up into P8 now, as we almost yeah, the back end was a bit unstable there on the exit, but it wasn't too bad. Up to 8 now behind Sandro Dulis. So yeah, we are managing to we are recovering a little bit from our really bad start. That's probably was probably one of the worst starts I've ever made to a league race. So yeah, trying to recover that. Up into 8th place now, and let's try and line something up. We almost lose the car there. That was very hairy coming through there. We get a track limit warning there because I just couldn't keep it on the track and trying to save the car. That was my yeah, least of worries at that point. But we have managed to or we did pick up a warning, so we have to be wary of that, because 3 warnings is already a penalty on strict corner cutting rules. So yeah, lap 3 now of the race. We are still within striking distance of Sandro. Well, we can't really overtake. I mean, we're not that close, but we are still keeping them on us, let's say. So oh, look at that, the Renault of was it? Yeah, it was Sam van Elven was battling with Ivan Brito there. And now Sandro and Ivan are side by side coming into turn 4. I'm just gonna watch this battle as Sam almost goes up the inside of me there. The arrow just went red for a brief second. Ivan Brito manages to defend from Sandro for the meantime. And can we maybe line something up on the Greek driver in front? I had a bit of a look up the inside, but it wasn't going to, yeah, it wasn't really on there. So later on into lap 3 now. Still behind Ivan Brito and Sandro Dulis as he actually spins out. Oh, I think there was a bit of contact there because Ivan spun to the inside but recovered and basically spun back to the left while I was there. And that almost ended very badly for me. And I think because of the contact with my car, Ivan actually spun out the second time. So yeah, that's unfortunate for him. We are now up into 6th position as we open up lap 4. We pick up the DRS from the Ferrari in front of us, and we can maybe try something into turn 1. No, I just stick behind him. We closed in a slight bit on the brakes there, but not enough for us to mount an attack. So now until lap 5, again, we will open up the DRS, Rich Mix and High deploy in the DRS. We've now got Sam van Alven in front of us, who has managed to make his way past around us, but we counter-attack him into the first corner. I locked up the inside front a little bit, but I still managed to make the move stick despite that. On to lap 7 now. There are a couple cars in the pit lane who were doing a 2-stop. They started on the super soft tires, so that promotes us up to P4. Now Sandro also started on the super softs, but he is actually committing to a 1-stop from supers to mediums. So that's a very bold strategy, but it is apparently possible. But we are doing a little safer strategy by going from the softs to the mediums. So, lap 8 now, we are in 4th position, but we aren't racing here effectively. I'm not sure on which lap we will pit, but it looks like Sandro might be peeling off into the pits. No, that was a fake move just to break the slipstream, because we are both carrying on. We do have slipstream. It doesn't look like we have DRS, but look at how much we are gaining. Overtake mode in the DRS. Can we maybe outbrake him here into turn 1? We go for it. We lock up the inside front. A little bit of contact between the two of us. We hold it around the outside. It's still side by side as Luke Smith sets a fast lap, and Sandro still manages to hold on to a podium position. Can we maybe once again try to outbrake him into turn 4? We have a look up the inside, but the door closes, and Sandro Dulis holds on for now. So later on now into lap 9, we do pick up the DRS on the back straight here, but it's very difficult to make an attack in this corner, so we just stay behind him for now. Maybe wait for the main straight with a very long line of slipstream and DRS. We are very close to the back of the Ferrari in front of us, but I'm not gonna attack him here because that would be a little bit silly with a straight just 2 corners away from us. Overtake mode in the DRS. Maybe I'm gonna try there up the inside, and that's us alongside the Ferrari, and up the inside into the final corner. 3rd gear, we managed to make it stick, but we will give DRS to Sandro, I think, or he might be actually peeling off into the pits, and he does. So P3 it is now for us, as we now skip to lap 12. I stayed out quite long. The tires are now, or the left rear is now at 77%, so I have to come in. We are now up to 2nd position behind Francis McGinn in front of Luke Smith. So yeah, coming into the pit lane now to change our soft compound tires to a set of mediums, which will hopefully get us to the end of the race. So let's see where we will rejoin the track after all the pit stops have shuffled out. It looks like we are currently in P5, but where we stay there are a few cars on the minimap there who might rejoin in front of me. So let's see, they do. We fall back into 6th position as René van der Stap goes past us. There is Colin Hitchens, my teammate for one race, and we stay in front of him. So skipping on to lap 22 now, nothing really happened apart from us making our positions from the 2-stop runners making a 2nd pit stop. So that promotes us all the way up to P2 behind Lewis Marshall, because Francis McGinn actually crashed out, had to make an extra pit stop to repair his front wing. So that's very lucky for us. And now we move on to lap 22, still in 2nd position, with now Sandro Dulis behind me, who is on a similar strategy as Ivan Brito. Almost completely wipes me out there. He was basically trying to let me through because he was a lap down, and at the last second he realized like that he had to switch to the outside to let me through or something. Anyway, that was very, very close. I mean, if I would have been just a bit closer, I would have completely smashed into the rear end of his car. Anyway, it ended well, luckily. So lap 23 now, we are defending from Luke Smith, who is on the super soft tires, so he is so much quicker than me at this stage of the race. And I was basically just trying to defend as hard as I possibly could, because yeah, I wanted to hold on for P2 as long as I could, but I knew Luke Smith was going to get past me eventually, because yeah, fighting somebody just come out of the pits on fresh super soft tires is just yeah, there's a big difference in tire compound. So we had a massive lock up there into the hairpin. Again, trying to take a defensive line here as we break down into turn 9. Luke Smith is on the outside. I try to defend it as much as we can. Contact there between us and the Australian, but he manages to hold on and moves up into 2nd position now. So again, we will now be fighting for the final podium position in lap 23 out of 29 with Sandro Dulis behind me. So he might look up the inside into the final corner. I move a little bit to the right hand side there to cover him off, and we do for now, as we will open up lap 24 of the race. Standard mix in fuel mode, because I can't really burn that much fuel. I'm negative on fuel, as you can see. We do run high in the ARS, but yeah, my ERS battery seems to be quite low as well. We lock up into turn 1 massively there. Somehow we still managed to hold Sandro Dulis off behind me. And for now, we hold on. At the end of lap 24 then, into the final corner, third gear tire, where actually was nowhere near as bad as what it was in the first and on the softs. So that shouldn't be an issue until the end of this race. Lap 25 now, again Sandro in the slipstream with the DRS. We try to defend. We have managed to get back into the positive on the fuel overtake mode in the ERS. We take a defending line into turn 1. Sandro is on the outside there. We'll turn to the inside for turn 2. He is still there. We have to leave space. And we are still side by side. And also Francis McGinn is looking down. We are making a 3Y into turn 4 now. And there's a bit of contact between us and Sandro. Francis makes a double overtake and overtakes both Sandro and me around the outside into turn 4. Now it's up to Sandro and me to battle it out here side by side through the SS, and we managed to come out on top, do we? Sandro is still there, but we managed to hold him off as we have the inside for this corner. But crucially, Francis is now away, and he is on a set of fresh soft tires as well because he had to make an extra pit stop. So yeah, Francis really managed to recover well after making a mistake earlier in the race. On to the final lap now. We are in P4. Battling away with Sandro Dulis, and the final lap has started now. So Sandro up the inside into the first corner. We leave him space. We almost touch. Had to make a bit of a step with the wheel there to avoid contact, but we still managed to hold on because at the inside for the second part of turn 2, and we managed to get the position back as we come into turn 4. Sending the ERS back into medium. Sandro looks up the inside. We have to lose space once again, but we hold it around the outside as we almost lose the back end there. But once again, we hold on. So 4th place is definitely the best we can possibly hold on to in this race, as Francis is very far up the road and has completely pulled away from me. So only 2 seconds to go now on this final lap. There is a Williams as well behind Sandro, if I see it correctly. Breaking into the hairpin for the final time. And Sandro actually dives up the inside. You can see I had to make a correction there in the last second to avoid contact. And Sandro has now also picked up the DRS. So he just snatched this position away from us. It's the Sauber of Cameron Weston Edwards behind us now. So it may even be difficult to hold on to P5. I have to attack Sandro and defend from Cameron as well. So he completely loses the back end there. Coming through turn 9. Sandro is a little bit too far away to attack him. But Cameron goes up the inside into turn 10. We do a switchback. We almost touch, and we are now side by side on the second to last straight as we come up to the final corner. I'm negative on fuel, so I have to really change all the settings to squeeze every bit of performance out of this car. On the inside of the final corner, we have managed to hold on to P5 only just, but it's going to be 5th place here for round 4 of the season in Bahrain, and for the first time this season we are not on the podium. And with Lewis Marshall winning the race and Luke Smith and Francis McGinn backing him up on the podium, we have now lost the championship lead to Lewis Marshall, I believe. So yeah, that's been the end of this race. I'm sorry if my commentary was a little bit scruffy, but it is currently 2 AM in the morning, so I don't know why I'm doing this now, but I'm home alone, so nobody's there who can hear me, and I don't know, I didn't feel like going to bed, so I just thought, yeah, I still have this video to make, so let's commentate it. But yeah, you can probably hear that it's 2 AM and I haven't slept in like God knows how long. Anyway, that's been the race. There you can see all of my lap times. P5, I know we just didn't really have the pace this weekend. Qualifying in 8th place. Of course, I was on the soft tires, but yeah, P5 in the race. It was a bit of a mediocre race for me. But anyway, this is where I'm gonna end of this video. So thank you very much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.